Hi guys, it is me again, the Black Hawk. How are you guys? And I finally managed to come to the niche, and as you can see, this is my room, and I'll be your host for the stream of this beautiful ancient Roman city in Serbia, Niš. And at the beginning I wish to say unfortunate that Marko Jova couldn't come because of his obligation at work. He just got a new work and he must do all the time. Fortunately he couldn't come, so he must stay in Belgrade, and I'm gonna stream for you this beautiful city and first let's see my room. Just look at this. This is my bed. And you can see, you can sit in here, a little table, and you can leave your clothes. And I have also an interesting photos, yeah, as you can see, London and Paris, yeah, awesome. And this is my bathroom, yeah. So as you can see, it is nothing spectacular, but it is so close to the city center. It is almost at the Nis Fortress, so Nis Castle, so the location is perfect for visiting, yeah, the whole city. And I just spoke with my host here in this room. She just told me that Roman camp is open, so you can visit it, Mediana, so you can expect also probably stream from that location. But I'm a little bit tired right now, so I'm gonna finish the introduction. So we are gonna see ourselves the next from the city center, main city center, called Trg of, or Square of King Milan Obrenovic, yeah. So see you there, guys. Hi guys, and to talk to you about almost in the city center. So I'm gonna show you the brief city. As you can see, this is Kalcha, one of the main streets of Niš. So it is so early, so I cannot speak clearly. So check out, I forgot previous our sponsors, my pyro, in the comments below. You will see the links. And this street is from the Ottoman times, but it was also used by Roma. So it was Via Dolores. And it's called Kalcha. It is almost a bohemian quarter, and it is right above the city square. And let's continue. And this is Forum Shopping Center. We are gonna enter this building on this Sunday. Tomorrow, so stay tuned, yeah. And the city is really old, and so as you can see, there are all kinds of architecture from 19th century, because it was the crucial times for Serbia in that time. King Milan Obrenovic just saved and conquered Niš from Ottoman Empire, and from 19th century it became a unified part of Serbia. And you can see Serbian kingdom. I will just show you the main building. Yeah, and this is this characteristic yellow buildings from that era, yeah. And it is an academicism in architecture, and you can see characteristic facades. Just continue. And just look at these balconies. They are similar to the Austrian and Hungarian secession. So basically they are long balconies and they are in neo-Renaissance style, just like this building. Check this out. This is all Renaissance here. And this building here, it is similar to Hotel Moscow in Belgrade. It is that Russian secession. You can see this yellow stone, this yellow wall, which is so common in Russian architecture. 19th century and the beginning of 20th century. So this is the main street, Obrenovića Street, and we are getting to the main city square. Man, I really like these yellow buildings and these buildings. And here we are, this is a city center. So we are gonna get them pretty soon. And you can buy here all kinds of different style books here in the main street and clothes, and you can sit in these cafes also, and there are desks everywhere. And we are almost there. Almost. Here we are, this is a main city square. It is called Square of King Milan Obrenovic. Who is King Milan Obrenovic? He is basically the founder of the new Serbian kingdom. So he just reconquered our lands and established a new kingdom, Kingdom of Serbia. So he ruled from 80s to the 90s in the 19th century. So this square was basically formed by his idea, but it was known in the ancient writings that in this square the Romans had their forum, and also Ottomans. Yeah, the square is similar to the Ottoman times. So we're gonna check this. Here we are at the main city square. This main monument is made to celebrate the freedom of Serbians, or freedom of Serbia, and the new re-established kingdom, freedom from Turkish Empire. So as you can see a whole lot of warriors on these reliefs. These are basically all soldiers from the First Balkan War, from the First World War, the war against the Austro-Hungarians. And as you can see, this was an uprising against the Ottoman Empire. Tells us a huge story here. And at the top it is the horseman, of course. It symbolizes the great victory by King Milan Obrenovic. He conquered Nis, so he is pretty much the founder of the modern Nis. Yeah. And what is interesting in this main city square called the Square of Milan Obrenović, you can see different kinds of buildings from the 19th century. So we are gonna just go and show you. These were all city houses back in the days in the 19th century, but here this building is so precious. Yeah, in this building was Stevan Sremac. He was a famous Serbian writer. He wrote some comedies and tragedies, the dramas, and the most well known is Zona Zamfirova, or Zona Zamfirsko, or Ivkova Slava. Basically, he wrote about people and living in Niš during 19th century, during their conquer times in the period of industrialization. So, Niške devojke, yeah, you should check out this awesome movie made by Zdravko Šotra about Zona Zamfirova. It is really great. Yeah. And we are approaching the fortress, the Nis Fortress. So I'm gonna continue from around there. Yeah, basically from the main city square you can get there really fast, but I'm just going to show you the surroundings of the fortress. And this monument here is really interesting. Yeah, I just talked about you that the Romans inspired a whole lot of buildings and culture in here. This is a typical Roman. It's not bad, it's basically like a small bath, yeah, a fontaine, a Roman fontaine. So you can see these columns. It is made in Roman style. This is 3rd century, 3rd and 4th century after Christ, of course. Yeah, in these times Constantine ruled this place. He established Byzantine Empire, so he accepted Christianity, and he was also announcer of Milan's edict, and yeah, he accepted Christianity. And this fontaine is one from the many which were made for him, yeah, basically. And just look at the fortress, it is so beautiful, man. So damn beautiful. And now we are at the main park of Nis. So here you are gonna see some different kinds of buildings. This here is the building of the city ruler, city statesman of Nis. So it's like a parliament building. It is made in academism, neo-baroque style, and as you can see the main facade is similar to the Ministry of Finance in Belgrade. And this is our main park. As you can see, you can hear a whole lot of different birds because it is so early, and I just got early, yeah. Awesome. And this park is really beautiful, I really like it. It is so damn well made. Just look at these forms. This is basically the form of amphitheaters from ancient Rome. So the people of Niš decided to make the old parts of city center to look like the ancient Rome, which is really great, man. I accept it, man. So here you can see Nišava. Nišava is the main river which is flowing through the Niš. It is really long, one of the biggest rivers, biggest river on south Serbia, and it is going from it is going into a Black Sea, of course, and to Big Morava. And this is fortresses, you can see from the far fortresses bridge. So I'm gonna cross it after this and just look at the fortress. It's beautiful. So let us return into the park. Here we are gonna find some great iconic and legends of Niš. So first we're gonna check out the monument of Constantine the Great. Yeah, he was the ruler of the mightiest empire, established Byzantine Empire and Roman Empire. So if you didn't know, 12 emperors from Rome were born in Serbia, and 5 of them in Niš, which is really ridiculous. And this monument is one of the main symbols of the center of Niš. And you can see, of course, here in the middle it is Constantine. It is Constantine head, basically. This head is based on the monumental head which was found here in Niš when they were doing an archaeological investigations. So they just found this head, I think that it is Mediana, I'm not so sure, at Roman camp, but I will try to get there. If I don't get lucky, don't get mad at me. Okay. Yeah. So it's one of the prettiest monuments of Niš. And here is some modern sculpture. Yeah. This modern sculpture represents a postmodernism in Niš. Niš got really great after the Second World War. They had too much people died in this region from the Germans, and after the Second World War, the new Yugoslavian ruler Tito established a new center at the south of Niš. So he just brought different kinds of artists in this city from all over the country. And here it is, the amphitheater. This is basically a replica of ancient Roman amphitheater, so it is really beautiful. You can sit here and chill out. And this man here is one of the most prolific icons of Niš. This is Shaban Bajramovic. Yeah, he was from the Romani society. He was the famous singer back in Yugoslavia. He established a new jazz gypsy style, and he was one of the greatest musical experts from this city. And also the Niš Jazz Festival is found on him. You're gonna see on Fortress. You're gonna get there soon. Oh man, this sun is rising, so I cannot stream clearly. And this building here is called Uprava Ofisirskog Doma, or the Government of Officers Dome. It is one of the oldest military buildings in whole Serbia. It is made, as you can see, in 19th century. So it has this prolific main facade, with different zabets. It was based on on late Roman architecture. As you can see, these columns, and it is mixed with Romanticism from 19th century. So we are gonna stop here, just check some panorama here. We are gonna stop here and just look at Nišava, and we are gonna continue from the Nis Fortress. Right guys, as you can see, there is a fountain at the city center. So here we are at the fortress, and just look at this medallion. It is Constantine's head, Constantine the Great, the first Byzantine ruler, and at the top of his head of this medallion you can see Christogram. Christogram is basically the symbol of Christianity. It was symbol of acceptance of Christianity. It is basically like the good shepherd in the mix with a cross, and it was a legend that Constantine just saw this symbol when he was in the middle of battle, so it was a sign of accepting the Christianity. So with the Milan edict he accepted Christianity in 313. Yeah, and it's heading to the as you can see, here are the works. They are working on a bridge, so they are reconstructing it. So this is basically a fortress, Nis Fortress bridge, and from this bridge you can see the good panorama of the city. So let's cross it. And this is the university part of Nis. Basically there are all kinds of faculties in here, so it is a center for the South Serbia and for this part of Balkan. So you can study pretty different things, from mechanical science, from medicine to economy, and all the others, and law. Awesome. And here we are at the main gate. This gate is called Stambora or Stamboul Gate. It was made during the Ottoman rule in 1723 or 18th century, 1723, and as you can see at the top of gate you have some sign, some writings on Arabian and on Turkish language. The Ottomans, you're gonna see they made different parts of fortress. The old fortress was from the Roman times, and we are now at the Stamboul Gate, but the new ones are basically from the Ottoman times, from the 18th century, and there was also one restoration after the Second World War, and one little restoration during the rule of King Milan Obrenovic. And we are inside this awesome fortress. Just look at this stone, so damn old. We have 3 layers of stone in here, and here it is Nišava Jazz Festival. I just talked to you about it before. It is a famous world festival of jazz music. It was founded by Serbian in the honor of Serbian, and here every summer you can, I think it is in July, yeah, but because of Corona I don't think so that they are gonna hold this festival, but it is pretty big in Serbia, yeah. So many great musical performers are coming to this festival, and this festival is organized, as you can see, in the old Turkish hammam. It is our Turkish bed. Ottomans, they liked to make beds, public beds, because they were living in a so damn sunny regions. So in the summer the temperatures are rising to the 40 degrees, so they must use beds. So there are a whole lot of them here in Nis Fortress, and you can see some different cafes in here that you can basically rest a bit. Here I'm gonna show you something. Yeah, you can find information about Turkish bed, yeah. And talking about bed, I'm probably gonna get tomorrow at Nis Public Beds or Niška Banja, and there you can expect another great video. And here we are inside the fortress. So I'm gonna head for the lower part, because there are all kinds of Roman antiquities in here. I'm gonna show you from 3rd and 4th century. This place is so iconic. Basically, it is typical for Ottoman fortresses. As you can see this for fortifyings in all of the regions where the Ottomans ruled, and they are so similar. You can see them in Istanbul or Constantinople, or in Thessaloniki, or in Ankara, wherever you want to go in the whole Balkan, basically. And now we are heading for the most interesting part of the fortress, the Roman. Yeah, as I talked about you, the Nis was ancient city. There are writing sources that the city was founded during also the Paleolithic times, but Romans found Naissus basically as their military camp, and also as the merchant city, because it was at the way Via Dolores I just told you, and they were controlling the huge areas between nowadays Turkey and Greece, and they needed Nis here. And these here are the ruins of the old ancient thermae or Roman beds. Yeah, just like Ottomans, Romans had their own beds. They are so really great preserved. As you can see, this all of these amphors, these vases, are from that time. Basically, it is debatable that these thermas were from the 1st probably century, and if that is true, and it is called It's probably true, yeah, I don't know. But archaeological experts just said that the rising of Naissus war at 1st century, yeah, before Christ. That was the time when the Pompeian Herculanum just exploded, yeah, from this giant eruption of volcano near Naples. So Naissus was built as a counterpart to Pompeii, yeah. As you can see, this thermas, these Roman beds had different rooms. There is one, the main, this here, the main room is public for all people, for patrices and for plebeians, and the other ones are for the lower stoichers, yeah, and for the servants also. So let us continue. This was really beautiful. I just need to read that signboard to see how old is this beauty. Yeah, I'm very grateful on the Roman Empire. They made a really strong empire from nothing, basically. It just took so many parts of culture from Greek and Etruscs, Greeks and Etruscs, and they made their own culture. And they were rising at the 1st century, basically, rising into shine. Let's just check this plan here. Yeah. Oh man, there are lunatics everywhere. They're pillaging this. Yeah, and it just says here that the purpose of these thermas were unknown, because they weren't using them only for bathing. There's some different purpose. Maybe it was a Roman military camp after all, like many of them. And here we are. I'm so low on battery, so I'm gonna speak this briefly. This monument is the monument to the king Milan Obrenovic. Yeah, this monument was built in at the beginning of 20th century in 1902, and the second 1902. And what is interesting about this monument is made to represent the bullets from the wars for the independence, and it is in a shape of bullet, basically. That is for all soldiers or warriors that were dying for the freedom, yeah, of its citizens. And I'm gonna continue my Nis Fortress showcase, but I need to just full my battery. I'll be back, guys. Hi guys, we are back. My battery is fully loaded, so let us continue. As you can see, you can walk through this park in Nis Fortress. So there are a lot of people right now. It's so early, but you can find some people, so I'm not gonna bother them. And here we are, as you can see. Currently, because it's summer, there is a music festival here in Niš. It's called Insomnia. It is a rock festival, but it is currently a fair, so it is 700 dinars is entrance card, so you can buy it, or you can buy it on the auction. I was yesterday here, so I heard a little bit of the music, so it is really good, like exit in here. So. And now we are crossing the one of the oldest mosque in the whole Balkan and in the Niš. It is from the Ottoman times. It's called Bali Beg's mosque or Bali Beg or Jamia. It is made in 16th century. So you can see the stone is original from the 16th century, and also these ornaments, like you're in Turkey. Basically there are stars in the at the windows. That is basically, these stars represents all of Muhammad's travels. Basically he was traveled by the star, yeah, from Mecca to Medina. And as you can see, for this Islamic architecture, this characteristic, these half columns basically, half volutes and half arches. You just saw that in my Assassin's Creed first gameplay. So as you didn't know, there is also an Islamic architecture here, and this is good preserved. Here is a plan of the building. Yeah, let's continue. And as you can see, the park is really big. You can pretty much just chill out or run or drive the bicycle. It's up to you. All kinds of outdoor activities. And now there's something interesting up ahead. This is a surprise for you guys. These stones here, these are ancient Rome stones. Yeah, this is basically a burial stones from their cemeteries, Roman cemeteries. So you can see here a huge ring of stones. There is similar installation in Rome, in Italy right now, but this is really beautiful, man. And you can see here some families. These were the graves of families from Rome. This is basically, these are families from 4th and 3rd century after Christ, and here everything is on Latin, so we'll try to decipher it. Okay, basically it speaks about ceremonials and ceremonial burials and what they took from their possessions, so into the grave. And this relief is really interesting. It's some kind of sea monster, or at the top you can see the tree. This is basically a reminiscence to Greek Triton or the Neptune, the god Neptune or Poseidon, maybe, yes. Just look at these stones. These stones are really old, man. Yeah. And this is some gravestone of some more prominent citizen, maybe some local royalty or some rich citizen. We don't know, some merchant probably, yes. And at the end of this complex you can see this is founded near the the Naissus locality near the city. This is basically a sculpture. This was a sculpture or some column of an ancient Roman, you can see, woman. So you can see her standing on the full upwards, and or these tunics are making them more Roman as before. Okay, let us continue. Yeah, this is really nice place to chill out, man. You can chill out with your ancestors. They are not our ancestors, but they were here before us, before Serbians. So what should we say? Awesome. And this building here at the top, this is an old historical archive of the city Niš, and there you can find all of these old accounts from the Rome prehistoric times or from Ottoman times, also during the reign of Milan Obrenovic. And this here, I'll just show you. Yeah, this is Pomenica. This is basically a pole from the war from 1885 and 1886. During this war, Milan Obrenović just crowned himself and freed the whole region from the Turkish regime. So these are some interesting, you can see, photographs. The old photographs from the 19th century. These are one of the greatest photographs counted in the whole Serbia, and you can see what was the look of the Niš in the 19th century, at the end of 19th century, but my camera won't scrolling good. Okay. Yeah, and this is the main entrance, and now you're gonna see the most precious founding of Niš from Roman time. This is the statue of the bronze statue of Constantine the Great. Yeah, as you can see, he is a little bit African made because of this bronze, and his face was a little bit aggressive here. So you can find that in the National Museum of Niš also, that beautiful statue. And here is it, the founder of modern city of Niš and Serbia, King Milan Obrenović, and he is, as you can see, in full ceremonial outfit, like a royal should be. He just ruled from the end of 19th century, so he was most prominent figure here, definitely. And now we are gonna continue for the Constantine's Oktagon. That is an old foundings of Constantine's palace. Basically, it was debated that he was born in this palace, but some archaeologists wouldn't agree. So it's up ahead to us, and then we are gonna go ahead for the Nazi concentration camp called 20th February. So they just shot many innocent souls here in Niš during the Second World War. So that is all up ahead, yeah. Okay, let's go. Just enjoying the scenery. And here we go across some strange bridge. This is like in the ancient times. These were called viaducts. Yeah, the bridge across another way. So here you can see some awesome basketball courts. You can play basketball in your spare time, as you can see. It's really awesome. So we need to watch out in here because it is a little bit slippery. These are some old tree stairs, yeah. And as you can see, the flowers and the trees are similar like in the Greece, basically. This is because the Niš is so damn south and it is so hot in here, so climate is a little bit different than in Belgrade, for example. So you can find all kinds of Mediterranean trees in here. So what is strange about this Oktagon, here we are almost there, is that this Oktagon is in so bad condition, man. The government and the country just didn't do anything about it, so we will have a trouble in going through there. And here it is, but there is so many plants in here, so I cannot move through it. This is Oktagon, yeah, basically. Oh man, they need to preserve these better. This is a World Heritage, man. Yeah, and basically I will go from the different side. Oh man, the sun is so strong today, but not like yesterday. Yesterday it was a horror, man. And here we are. This is Oktagon. Basically, Oktagon. Why is it called Oktagon? Because it had 8. It had 8 rooms, and also it was in shape of octagon. And basically, this was a royal palace. Some prominent figures from Romans, some patrices or royalties, nobles from Roman times, they were living in these octagons. And it is believed that Constantine the Great was born here, but it is debatable. So you can see it had 4 or 5 main rooms and 3 other halls for the rest time. And they should preserve this better. Oh man. But the stone is here, yeah, and they need to reconstruct it. Yeah, it was the full plan of this building was saved, so they can reconstruct it. So Constantine the Great, as you can see, he had a huge influence on the rise of city of Naissus, so he was like a holy man in here. And in a local Serbian church here in Niš, he was famed like saint, basically, like Emperor Constantine, because he just accepted Christianity. So he is one of the most important figures in the European culture, basically, because Christians, if you didn't know, they had huge trouble from Romans. The Romans didn't want to accept their teachings, their beliefs, because they thought that the Christians are fighting against Roman regime and Roman government, so they pushed them behind. But Constantine, he had a different experience with Christians, so at the end of his life, at his death, he finally accepted it. But he accepted it publicly with Millennium Edict, or Edict from Milano. So in 3013, so it was a huge year. And why is it that festival held on Nis Fortress? Is basically because it is 700 years from the Sol Invictus. Constantine the Great accepted that in the Niš there is the people are gonna believe in Sol Invictus or unbeatable sun. That is basically one of the most prominent cults of Jesus Christ in the early Christianity. So Sol Invictus, like unbeatable sun. So he is Jesus Christ was described similar as Apollon or Helios from Greek mythology. They were both praising the sun, and Jesus Christ, he is our sun. Yeah, sun, the most important entity. Yeah, sun is, for, in my opinion, I am agnostic by my beliefs. I need proofs for faith. So in my opinion, the sun is the most important energy, and also he's giving us a huge life, so it's really important. And now we are going to continue from this is the way up to the Nazi regime concentration camp, 20th February. You can go it freely from the Nis Fortress from this way. So I'm gonna continue from there because I cannot stream more of this sun. My camera is gonna melt. Yeah. And guys, here we are back, and this is a street I just get to here from the Nis Fortress, from Oktagon, and this is one of the most important highways for Nis. From here you can get to the public baths Nis or Niška banja, and through Čele Kula from here, and from all these locations from Roman camp also, Banja. So up ahead we can see a huge buildings in here. These are all kinds of faculties. Nis is a big industrial and also university center of Serbia. So you can see medical university and technical university here by our right side. So there's a whole lot of students in here. Unfortunately for us, this is also the reality. What can we do about it? Country must take care of its buildings, man. They don't need to leave it like this, so they cannot live in here, man. No one. And as you can see, this is a whole industrial area. And university, yeah, that's technical university, yeah, of Nis. So and the mechanical university. It is pretty famous Nis by these universities. They have students that made honorable prize all over the world, especially in Germany. They were working in Germany and Austria and in Switzerland. So they are really great students. Yeah, in mechanical science. They also made a prototype of robots, some kind of robots here in Nis. So I respect that, man. I respect scientific people. They bring happiness to our world, just like the artist also. And we are almost there. The concentration camp is up to us. When I was with Marko Jova for New Year, you just saw that video clip at Krakow in Poland. I was at the most famous concentration camp, Auschwitz, and it wasn't so easy for me, man. A whole lot of people died there, especially Jews. So I couldn't stream that for you guys, and it would be so sad, but I'm gonna give you the Nis concentration camp because it's more open to the public. As you can see, it is not like Auschwitz. It is smaller and you can freely explore it. Here it is from the far up, and this is the main building of concentration camp 12th February. It's called 12th February, but it has also the name the Red Cross. So all the prisoners were first captured and brought here, and they were calling for shootout. Yeah, they were shot down, man. It's horrific. And this is this tower. This tower is basically tower from which the Germans, the Nazi Germans, just watch for any escapees or prisoners that try to escape from the lager. In my accounts from the 1942, when this concentration camp was opened, over 10,000 people were killed in here, man. That is, for this region and for our population, for our Serbs, that is a huge tragedy, man. Huge tragedy. And if I get lucky enough, I just spoke with my home resident here in Nis, that I'm gonna visit probably Bubanj, but I need to go with a bus. That is a huge memorial complex of the people who were shot in here, man. As you can see, these walls, they were built to ensure that no one can escape. So currently it is closed and I cannot go inside. You can freely visit it. It's like a museum basically, so you can see some sad photos. Yeah, man, it's bad, man. There are huge amount of population of Jews in here, so they were all brought here and shot down, which is bad. And this monument is for the Soviet soldiers who were dying in battle, in helping Serbs, ourselves, in free ourselves from German Nazi regime. So I am teaching a German at the school, but I think that is the worst part of their history, and I cannot accept it, man. My descendants, they were fighting against Hitler's regime, so I think all the worst about all this party and these people. So you can also, as you can see, you can rest here. You can play also basketball, which is ridiculous by that building. So this is early stream, so I'm gonna get myself something to eat first, and then you can expect me next from the Čelekula probably. Yeah, I need to get to Čelekula, so it is not so close to the city center. So see you there, guys. Hi guys, hi today. And I decided that it is best because of this warm temperature to just not go to see the Bolts Tower, Čelekula, and I promise you that I'm gonna climb the mountain, the old mountain. And here we are. This is Memorial Complex Bubanj. Yeah, as you can see, there are a whole lot of people in here, especially young explorers and kids from the schools, because now it is a summer vacation and they are coming to visit these awesome monuments. As you can see, these monuments are dedicated to the people who just got shot and killed during the Second World War here in Nis. by Nazi regime, by Hitler. So we just saw the last time the concentration camp 12th February at Red Cross. So these monuments basically are celebrating all victims. As you can see, they are massive monolithic structures who can tell a whole lot of story. And what is the story behind this? The new government with Tito, Josip Broz Tito, and Federal Republic of Yugoslavia, they decided to make this memorial complex to celebrate all the victims. So 3 or 4 architectures and many sculptures from Yugoslavia were invited to do these awesome monuments. And finally, during 50s, they made these imposing structures. And what is so prolific about these structures is, as you can see, they're really huge, and they have this crazy, you're gonna see, reliefs or ornaments. These ornaments or reliefs are similar to the ancient Egyptian sculpture. As you can see, like friezes from pyramids, yeah, and from Babylonian also. So this is that ancient sculpture and architecture which were influencing this whole complex. And I just told you that 10,000 people, Serbs, Jews, Romanis, Roms, were killed here during the concentration camp, and many more were died after because of Second World War, yeah, in the battles which were faced here. German Nazi regime had a strong government here in occupied Yugoslavia, here in Niš. So many people were dying because of their hands, which is ridiculous, man. And I'm gonna show you this awesome wall here, this frieze. It also has really nice reliefs. So just look at the whole scenery. It is beautiful. Like, you are not in Niš. You are basically on the mountain, an old mountain, Stara Planina, and there's a whole lot of forest. It is a great place for picnics, yeah. And it is best to come here at spring, but currently there were Corona here in Serbia, so we couldn't get here, and it is summer and so sunny, but here is really good. It is different temperature, and here we are. As you can see, there are trenches all over the place, and here are the signs which were depicting the dyings and victims of the Second World War, basically communists. And just look at these awesome sculptural reliefs. They are deep reliefs. Basically, they are the dead. They are the corpses of the dead people from Niš and dead warriors. So they remind me on Egyptian sarcophag sculptures. As you can see, this is similar to Egyptian art. Yeah, but it is with modern meaning. And here you can see two German Nazi soldiers with their rifles that are killing these innocent souls, yeah, which are hanging right there. So basically the whole wall is depicting a huge story, so you can read it with a pictorial message. Yeah, this was a social realism and brutalism of Yugoslavian architecture sculpture. So basically all is centered with modernism around geometrism and huge reliefs and forms and shapes of different mathematical calculations. That is a modernism basically in a nutshell, and these are the monuments. let's just come back and see more of these monuments here. Yeah, a whole lot of people are coming and leaving this place every day. So many tourists from all over the Serbia, but you guys and girls from all around the world, you should visit Bubanj Memorial Complex, because it is really beautiful, really peaceful here. You can think about the meanings of life, of human, and what is alive basically. And there is awesome scenery, as you can see, and traditional Serbian holo. The Niška igra is gonna held here soon enough, so I don't have time to lose on that, fortunately. So I'm gonna do a brief walk through all of this complex. You can see that it is really big, all of this place is huge. So in Yugoslavia, former Yugoslavian republic like Serbia especially, there are these monuments, Yugoslavian monuments, all over the place, but they are not visited enough in my opinion, so we should preserve them better. And down there they're gonna make some stage like amphitheater, so I'm not going to go there because there are so many police there and I do not want to be caught up in some trouble. So another panorama, and that's it, guys, from this place. It's really huge. Okay guys, see you next at Niška banja or public baths of Niš. We are gonna continue tomorrow live stream. Hi guys, here am I at Niš public baths or Niška banja. As you can see, I got here by the bus 1 from Niš. I forgot to mention to you that the last time I was at Bubanj Memorial Center, and you can get there by 2 or 3 or 4 bus line, but you're gonna get to the last station and then you must walk 10 or 15 minutes. So these public baths or Niška banja, they are open. They were opened during the reigns of King Milan, and since then it became the most popular place for Niš citizens to get here on vacation. And basically it is centered, as you can see, by the dry mountain or Suva planina. It is basically Koritnjak cold, and the huge atmospheric height bringing this place an iconic meaning. And there are mineral water which you can cure pretty much illness, as you can see, like rheumatic and also with your back. And here is the monument to the fallen fighters. This is dictated to the battle at the Second World War, to all fighters who just died here in Niš in defending this whole area from Germans. So let's continue. I'm gonna show you the main baths here. There is a huge complex of baths in here, in which you can get pretty good service. Yeah, so they're working 24 hours. As you can see, everything is clear right now. And here is a welcome sign. There are all kinds of things that you can see in here. Yeah, there is also the early Roman and late Christianity archaeological excavation, so you should just visit it. This is a really great place for your children, for families, to rest when you are tired from the city. You can go here. You're gonna drive 20 or minutes or half an hour, so it is really great place to be. Yeah. And as you can see, the parks are really big here, so check this out. Oh, this line is beautiful. And another great monument. Yeah, this is one of the national heroes of the Second World War. And there is a modern art over there. As you can see, the modern sculpture. There are a lot of old people in here. They're curing themselves for illnesses, and currently we are living in so bad times with this corona, man. So you should just get here and get better, yeah. And these are some of the main hotels and complexes. Show you these beds. Here you can sit. As you can see, there are desks all over the place, and these thermal waters are on the 38 degrees and 40 degrees, and they are really good for your health, yeah. So watch out in here to not fall down, because it is a little bit slippery. And you can drink from this glass. This is King Milan Obrenovic and King Alexander Georgievich. They are all Serbian kings that were ruling during the 19th and 20th century. So this is King Alexander Obrenovic. He was brutally murdered during May's twist, so we are calling it Majski Prevrat in 1930, at the beginning of 93, 1903. And here there is some stage. They are gonna make some music festival here. So let's just get here. Just look at this nature. This is beautiful, man. It is so calming and refreshing, and it is cold. It is not so hot like in the city. So you can just during these summers you can get here and get dressed and enjoy the scenery, and it is cold. It's really good. And just look at this water, man. Yeah, you can walk through there. So let's just check this whole complex. There are not so many people in here. They should come, definitely. Awesome. And there is a fountain, giant fountain here. So it is a nice place to be, yeah. It is so close to the city, so I can get here by bus pretty fast. So what should I say to you guys? See for yourself this awesome summer vacation spot at Niš. This is Niška banja or Niš public baths. I'm gonna enjoy myself a little time when I'm here. So see you at the continuation of video in a forum shopping center from the center of Niš. See ya guys there. Hi guys, here we are at Forum shopping center. As you can see, you can buy here different things. This is the main shopping center of Niš. Here is the store. Yeah, you can see what you can buy here. So I forgot to mention to you next, I just come back from Niška Tvrđava. And I haven't told you that you can eat pretty cheap here at center. Here in the here at city center there is a really great burek, and at the city square, main city square, you should just try it for yourself. But here, in this street where the Forum shopping center is, you can eat gyros pretty cheap, which is really great, and also roasted cheese, my favorite. I'm using it. So as you can see on this. You can buy different parts of clothes. Here is Deichmann and Bata and here is an escalator, so we are driving here to the first floor. Here is the main window. Yeah, and this first floor is all about clothes, as you can see. And all about clean clothes. And We are heading for the last floor. As you can see, here we can find a store for kids of Mexico. And also you can buy books here. Okay. Yeah, in a very cheap price. And also, da? A nije. So guys and girls, I couldn't stream more here at the center because it is forbidden, so what should I say to you? See you this night. So I'm gonna show you briefly the main key of the niche, so see you there guys. Hi guys, here we at the key of niche and it is almost night. So as you can see, I'm a little bit tired right now, so this is gonna be not long ride, and you can see you can walk besides river and down upstairs there are restaurants and cafes, so it's really awesome to be here. So let's see here, and this building across the river, it is University of Niš, and that is the library of university there. And as you can see, the city is very great by the falling sun. So here is the fortress. And from the far above. And the river Nišava is a really fast river, as you can see. A whole lot of river just flowing in here, so it's really awesome. And this panorama is really beautiful. At the sunfall. It's awesome. And guys, because I'm gonna finish here, I am gonna leave soon this city, so see ya from my room for my last words. Hi guys, here am I from the room. I hope that you liked Niš. It is a really beautiful city, as you just saw in our vlog and city tour, city rich with so much history and so much culture, from the Romans to Ottomans to Serbians ourselves, and also it has a really great spirit, this city, and I suggest that you should just travel to this city if you are in Serbia. Of course you can visit Belgrade, but also don't forget to check by Niš, especially if you're going to Greece. It is at the way to Greece, so as you can see from my video, the temperature is similar, and climate also is like you are at the sea basically, so it is so sunny right now. Yeah, so tell us in the comments below what you think about city Niš, and we gladly answered it to you. And follow our page on Facebook, I.M.O Games 2070 within 3 spots, and also our channel I.M.O Games 2070, and we are gonna give you some more awesome videos like this. So Fortunately it is Corona time, so we cannot travel between countries so freely, but the next year I hope that everything will be okay, so you should also stay safe and sound, guys and girls, and see you in my next video from Nintendo, of course, Nintendo Entertainment System, from my TV. So it is gonna be awesome. I don't wanna spoil you, it is gonna be some really famous game from Nintendo, so I will leave it a secret. Bye guys, and all the best from Oggy and the Black Hole from Nish, yeah.